Hello, this is Dazzling One, and this week's discussion is on the third week of April tragedies and the occult connection. It's no secret that between April 14th and the 20th that there has been a fair share of strange events, unfortunate events, and just recently there was the Facebook Live killer incident, and also there were the clashes that took place at Berkeley. I want to talk a little bit about these historical events that have occurred and also the occult connection to all of this, because there's no such thing as coincidence. And I'm going to read from a website, and I'll provide the link in the description below. April 20th is the 110th day of the year, 111th in leap years. In the Gregorian calendar, there are 255 days remaining until the end of the year. Double and triple numbers create a power date. 420 equals 6 and reduces into the occult prime power number of 33. 13-day span starting on the 19th through 1-5, ending on 5-1 equals 6 and reduces as 33. Some of the very important historic dates that were staged according to blood sacrifice days are April 19th, 1775, Battle of Lexington and Concord, which made the Masonic-led Revolutionary War inevitable. April 19th, 1904, the Great Fire of Toronto. April 18th, 1906, the San Francisco earthquake fire. April 19th, 1936, and the biggest show of military strength since World War I, Germany pays homage to Hitler with a show of 300 tanks. April 19th, 1943, after trapping the last Jewish resistance fighters in a storm drain in Warsaw and holding them for several days, Nazi stormtroopers began to pour fire into each end of the storm drain, using flamethrowers. They continued pouring the fire into the drain until all fighters were dead. Blood sacrifice brought about by a fiery conflagration. April 20th, 1983, 2 cars packed with high explosives blew up in Baghdad, killing and injuring a large number of people. April 20th, 1984, the Good Friday Massacre, an extremely violent ice hockey playoff game, is played in Montreal, Canada. April 20th, 1985, ATF raid on the Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord compound in northern Arkansas. April 19th, 1993, 50 years later, after the 1943 Warsaw, to the day, government troops, tanks, and other military equipment stormed the compound of David Koresh and his followers at Waco, Texas. Certainly this operation fulfilled the basic requirements for a human sacrifice: trauma, fire, and young sacrificial victims. April 19th, 1995, Oklahoma City bombing. Once again, fire and death on this day. April 20th, 1998, German terrorist group Red Army faction announces their dissolution after 28 years. April 20th, 1999, the Columbine High School massacre. April 19th, 2005, Joseph Alois Ratzinger elected as Pope Benedict XVI. April 20th, 2007, Johnson Space Center shooting, an incident of hostages in Building 44. April 20th, 2008, Benedict XVI visited Ground Zero in New York, the scene of September 11th, 2001 attacks on the Twin Towers. April 19th, 2010, in Canada, over 400 of straw bales caught on fire and blazed out of control. April 19th, 2010, Iceland's volcanic ash grounds all airlines in Northern Europe, while NATO conducts the largest military exercise of the year. April 20th, 2010, the Gulf oil fire. April 20th is also Adolf Hitler's birthday. April 15th, 1865, and I'm sorry I'm jumping years, but I'm just adding a couple of these dates, was the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. April 15th of 1912 was the sinking of the Titanic. April 16th, 2007 was the Virginia Tech massacre, and April 15th was also the Boston Marathon bombings. Now, whether or not you believe some of these incidents, like the Facebook Live killer video, were staged, hoax, or were real, they still generated the feeling of fear in many who watched the video or who heard about the incident. And it seems that this time of year seems to create a climate of fear within many. April 19th through the 25th is in the occult is known for sacrifice, preparation, kidnapping, holding ceremonial preparation of persons for human sacrifice. April 25th, the Damware ritual, grand climax, sex rituals and sacrifice of a woman or young girl. April 30th, the Walpurgis Night, Beltane, one of the most important nights on the satanic calendar. Blood rituals and human sacrifice take place. To better understand what is going on, let us take a closer look at April 19th and what this date signifies to many different groups. April 19th through May 1st is a very important time period to Satanists. Lucifer follows and the Illuminati. Blood sacrifice to the beast Moloch begins a most critical 13-day period. Fire sacrifice is required on April 19th, especially children and women, or just plain innocent victims that many just consider collateral damage. April 19th is the first day of the 13-day satanic ritual day relating to fire, the fire god Baal or Moloch, Nimrod, the sun god, also known as the Roman god Saturn, Satan, or the devil. This day is a major human sacrifice day, demanding a fire sacrifice with an emphasis on children. This day is one of the most important human sacrifice days of the year to Satanists and others, and as such has had some very important historic events occur on this day throughout history. The Beltane Festival, also called Walpurgis Night, this is the highest day on the Druidic witches' calendar, while May 1st is the Illuminati's second most sacred holiday. Human sacrifice is required emotionally or physically, since the celebration officially began the night before Beltane. The tradition has developed among the occultists to celebrate Beltane as a 2-day ceremony. This tradition was strong enough that Adolf Hitler decided to kill himself on April 30th at 3:30 p.m., thus creating the 333, and placing his suicide sacrifice within the Beltane time frame. Great bonfires are lit on the eve of Beltane, April 30th, in order to welcome the Earth Goddess. Participants hope to gain favor with this goddess so she will bless their families with procreative fertility. Interesting enough, the Royal House of Windsor lights a Beltane bellfire every year. The maypole originated from the celebration of Beltane, since fertility is being asked of the Earth Goddess. The maypole is the phallic pyramid-shaped symbol, and the circular dance around the pole forms a circle that is symbolic of the female sex organ. 4 6-foot alternating red and white ribbons were connected to the pole. The men would dance counterclockwise, while the ladies danced clockwise. The union of the intertwining red and white ribbons symbolized the act of copulation, and this is done in honor of fertility. To comprehend occult Illuminati ties, many countries have always celebrated May Day. The Satanic Illuminati considers war to be a most propitious way to sacrifice, for it kills both children and adults. And I just want to add to that in my opinion, it's deeper than just these killings. It's also about creating fear, hysteria, and negative energy to feed demonic and dark entities during this time of the year, and it's no coincidence that we continually see year after year bizarre and dark events that transpire, and I thought it'd be a fitting video with today being April 19th and the start of that period. So just remember to pray and to always stay in the Word. And God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. We don't have to be afraid of any type of evil because we serve the Most High, who is greater than any satanic figure. And I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Take care, and God bless you.